Hi all. Okay, so here I will study about DBMS Lab 4th program. It is question is given as a consider the schema for a college database. Okay, so college related information he given. Okay, it is student table, SEMSEC, class, course, and IMRs. Okay, so we have given 5 tables. So student table, these are the attributes we have given. So we are given the primary key also. Okay, that is underlined whatever that he given. So in student USN, student name, address, phone number, and gender is there. The USN is the primary key. So here you can create these things using varchar. This varchar, this is also varchar. Okay, phone number you can use as an integer or decimal. Okay, then gender again you can use as a varchar. Okay, then semsec. Okay, so something but semester, then section. Okay, so these two together, attributes together, he made the one table. Okay, so for that he made as a ID, that is SSID, semsec ID. Okay, so in that semester he is mentioning and section is mentioning it. So these two together, one ID is creating it. Okay, then class. So which student belongs to which class, that information is there. So here USN is a primary key. So this USN is referred from student table. Okay, so here USN and to which class he belongs to, so that whatever ID we created, sum and section, so that ID we are mapping it. Okay, so student belongs to which class, that we are giving the information. Then course. Okay, so here subject code is there, subject title is there, so this subject belongs to which semester, that is there. Okay, and credit. Okay, so here subject code is the primary key, and if you saw here, here also we have same, here also we have same, but no, both are not at all related to each other. So while giving the create table, no need to give any relation between these two. Okay, so like maybe faculty have the same name, and the student also maybe have the same name, but will they are not at all actually related. Faculty name is completely different than student name. Okay, like that here just same common thing is there. Okay, but those things are not at all related. Here this is semester and section, both together we are forming one ID. And here, so this subject whatever is there, it belongs to which semester, that we are writing it. So these same relation between these two tables, we don't have any relation actually here. Okay, with respect to the same. Okay, so then IMRs. Okay, so each student for each subject. Okay, so whichever some he belongs to, the semester he or some ID he belongs to, that one we will write it. Okay, so then students 3 IMRs we have: first IA, second IA, third IA, IMRs, IA test marks we have, then final IA. So that is a maybe average of those things, like that final IA. So how we have to calculate this final IA, those information are not there as of now. Okay, so these entry you have to do it. So maybe first ISM marks, second ISM marks, third ISM marks, then final ISM marks. Okay, so how this is calculated, like that we don't have any information. Then here if you saw 5 queries he given. Okay, so first one by one queries. So after creating and inserting the values, we'll look at. Okay, so just we'll give over here. So system connect. So just we are trying to connect it, and then password. So here we're creating the tables. Okay, so it is table student. Okay, so in that whatever he given, there is USN as a primary key, remaining attributes normally we will create as a varchar or integer. So here phone number we're creating as an integer, so like that we'll create it. So here this is a varchar, you can consider as this one as a integer also. Okay, so you can create with anything, no problem. Okay, so if you are not referring anywhere, no problem. So if you are referring also, there also you have to modify it. Okay, or only references if you are giving, it's fine. Okay, so then semsec. So here semsec SSID here is a primary key. So semester is a integer, section is a varchar one, we are defining it. So it's nothing but we are saying as it belongs to A section or B section, like that. Okay, and here gender also we are writing as a M or F only. So male or female, for that we are writing as a single letter only. So you can write completely. So normally it will create a some confusion, like you will give small letter, capital letter, all those things. So better we will stick with the one letter only. So M or F, both capital letters, or will follow it. Okay, so for both M and F, capital letters we will follow it. So here we are doing that one. Okay, so and class table. So in class table you have USN, okay, which is referred from student table. Okay, then SSID is there. This is also referred from census table. Okay, so then primary key, these two together we have the primary key, that is SSID and USN together we have the primary key. Okay, so these two together we have the primary key. Okay, then here subject ID, sorry, subject. Okay, so subject code is there. This is a primary key. So title. Okay, then which sem it belongs to. So what is the credit, so maximum credit, how much in that subject can have. Okay, so that information is there. So here create table we are doing for that one. Okay, then next one is IMRs. Okay, so IMRs were here were first three things were referring it USN from the student table USN attribute. Subject code were referring from the subject table subject code. Okay, then SSID were referring from SSID, SEMSEC, SSID. From this one, we're referring it. So after that, we have test marks. Okay, so this is test 1 integer, test 2 integer, test 3 integer, final I. Okay, that is also integer. Okay, then three attributes together who have the primary key. So those three attributes we are writing it. So primary key is SSN subject code and SSID. Okay, USN subject code and then SSID. All three together we have the primary key. So this is what we're creating. So just we'll create the tables. So 5 tables we have created. Okay, so that is student table, SEMSEC, class table, subject 1 and Mars 1. Okay, so 5 tables we have created. So we have to insert the values. Okay, so for the insert values, whichever are the varchar. Okay, so those values we can insert varchar only. So okay, here I have modified as an integer. So while inserting here also I have to modify this one. So it should not be in single quote. So I'll just remove the single quote here. Okay, so or this one we have removed the single quotes here. Okay, so it's not there in single quote. Okay, so values of this one will insert it. Okay, so in whatever data type is there corresponding to that data type values you can insert. So you can give whatever values, but while giving the values again you have to keep in mind, so whatever queries he is giving, okay, so that query related information also you have to fetch it. Okay, so here like fourth semester C section whatever is there, so like that here also you should have in your database fourth semester C section also. Okay, so here maybe we have this one. Okay, so like that, so you should have the information of all the things whatever is required in queries. Okay, so one shot I will insert all the things here. Okay, like class table, subject table, IMRs. Okay, so here whatever IMRs we have inserted, these are the manually calculated. Okay, so maybe it's perfectly correct or it may be a little bit wrong also, but manually we have calculated and we have inserted. Okay, so these marks we have inserted. There is final marks how we are calculating this kind of information we don't have it. Okay, so just we are inserting here. So these things student table we have inserted, remaining I will insert the values. This all values we have inserted. So now we have created the table, so and inserted the values. So one by one now we'll see the queries. Okay, so here he is saying as a first thing, so list all the student details studying for fourth semester C section. Okay, so he's asking us to list the, okay, so yes, he is asking us to list all the student details studying for fourth semester, okay, C section. Okay, so semester and section it's there in SEMSEC table. Okay, so we require SEMSEC table. Okay, and he's asking student detail. Student detail, that is name, address, phone number, gender, all they are in student table. Okay, so we require these two tables. Okay, so if you are doing the join between these two, so obviously common attribute should be there between these two. Okay, if you saw here USN is there, name is there, address is there, phone number is there, and gender is there. Okay, so USN is not referred here, or SSID is not referred in this table, student table. Okay, we don't have anything common between these two tables, so we have to take something common between one more table which has to act as an intermediate between these two. Okay, so that is something, but we have as a something called as a class table. So in class table we have USN and we have the SSID. So whatever primary keys of these table, that is there in class table. So total we required 3 tables. Okay, so just we'll write that query. So here we required select and from, okay, then where normally we'll write it. So from we have identified, so we required 3 tables. Okay, so that is the student table we required. Okay, just I will take it from here. Okay, so we required student table, then we required SEMSEC table, we required class table. So those 3 tables we required it. So for this I will give as a, for a student yes. Okay, then SEMSEC I will give as something as a SS. Okay, for a class I will give as a C. So 3 things we will give it. So here in yes dot USN you want to display. Okay, so that is USN you have. Okay, student details you have to display it. So USN. Okay, so yes dot yes name. So whatever attributes we have given here, that you have to refer it. Okay, so here we have given as yes name only. So then address. So whatever we have given, that is yes dot address. Okay, then maybe phone number also. Okay, so we will display all the things, no problem. Okay, here this phone number, then gender also. Okay, so if you want to display a little bit less attributes, that is also fine. Okay, so but display at least 2 or 3 attributes. Okay, then condition is here is saying as a the student should belongs to 4th semester C section. So semester and section is there in SS SEMSEC table. Okay, so here what we have to do is SS dot YSS is SEMSEC. So this one I am renaming as a SSS. So in this SS dot whatever we have created the attribute, that is SEM. Okay, so we have to mention this one as a 4. Okay, and okay, so SS dot, here we have as something as a sec. Okay, that attribute, so it should be there as a C. So in single quotation thing for C. Then I am making as an AND. So why I am doing this AND operation is here we have written 3 tables. So 3 tables joined we have to perform it. So by default if you are written in for, so always Cartesian product will happen. So to perform the join we have to write the condition. So whatever common attributes are there, those we have to list it. So from yes you have the USN, that is student USN to class, that is C dot USN over. So that is join between student table and classes over. Okay, so whatever temporary result we have, for that you have to join the SEMSEC table. Okay, so here what we'll do is then and okay, that is SS dot yes id you have, so that we have to join with C dot SS id. Okay, so this is the thing we will do. So now just we run this query. Okay, so this is the result we are getting it. Okay, so 4th semester 2 students are there. Okay, so their details we are displaying it. So that is the USN's name, all those things. Okay, so we can cross verify, that is 8 and 9 USN 15CS008 15CS008. So this student is belongs to 4C. So 009 student, so this student belongs to 4C. Okay, in class we have registered that one as a 4C section, it belongs to, already we have registered here. Okay, so that is what we got the result. Okay, so this is how we can write the first one. Okay, so now we'll see second one. Okay, so in second one the question is compute total number of male and female students in each semester. Okay, in each semester and each section. So what he is asking is compute in the sense it's nothing about calculation kind of things. Okay, but it's not exactly same word will analyze here. Okay, so it's nothing but for display purpose only. So identify and display, so that is a total number of male students, female students in semester and section wise. Okay, so semester and section wise you have to display the semester wise, section wise, and gender wise you have to display the students, how many students it belongs to. Okay, so here what all things again we required gender information that is there in student table. Okay, this table, so we require student table first. Okay, and he's saying as a semester and section wise, so semester and section wise means semsec table we required, semester and section are there in this table. Okay, so we required semsec table, so student table and semsec table. So like previously whatever we were studying was same thing, these two tables. Okay, and again thing is in these two we don't have anything common between these two, so again we require third one table, that is a class table, to join these two tables. Okay, so here, so again I will list the same thing, so whatever condition for previous one was that we will redo it. So other than that, this is up to join operation. Okay, so these three tables were required, and the below condition is for the joining purpose. Okay, joining of these three tables. Okay, this join will happen. Okay, so now whatever things he is asking it. Okay, so that you have to display it. That is compute, that is display gender wise, okay, semester wise and section wise number. Okay, so that is rest will say as a sem. Okay, so in which table we have sem, that is SS table we have sem, we have to display it. Then SS table we have section, that we have to display it. Then gender you have to display, that is there in student table, so yes dot attribute name is gender only. Okay, so attribute name is gender only, so directly display that one. Then count you have to display, so this is the aggregate function, we'll give it the count. Okay, so inside that star we are giving means whatever rows are there, those all are the counts actually. Okay, so here this is what we given. So now to display this one, so what we have to do is here three tables we are joining it. So if I grouped by some tables and sorry, some attribute, section attribute, then gender attribute, automatically I will get the counter. Okay, so I have to group with respect to these things. Okay. Just what I will do is here group by these things. So if I am grouping by these things means automatically will get after group whatever count is there. Okay, so that is in the whatever he was asking, same thing. Okay, so group by, so this one will get it. So just will display this one. So here semester 3, 7, 4, 5, 5, 2, 4. Okay, then section of corresponding. Then in that, so any common is there. Okay, here also 4 to have, here also 4 to have. Okay, so here female. Okay, so here B section, here C section. So any comma same. Okay, okay. So 5UA, 5UA. Okay, so female and male. Okay, so count is 1 1 like that. So okay, so semester section. So in that male and female also. So like that we are grouping it from all the things and we are displaying it. Okay, so if you want to make this one as in particular order, so you can give as a order by clause. Okay, so he's not mentioned anything. If you want to leave here only, you can leave it, or you can mention the order and you can display it. Okay, so the second one, now we'll go ahead with the third one. Okay, so that's why we're displaying here. This is an order by sem, you can give it. So if you want to display in particular order, okay, so by default that will take it. Okay, so we'll see it later. Okay, if any query has the orders, I think in previous lab we already studied order by also. Okay, so how we have to do the order. So next one is, so he's asking to create a view of test 1 marks of student USN, some USN he is given. Okay, in all subjects. Okay, so in syllabus copy if you saw he given some USN. Okay, so that USN we are not taking. Okay, so because we are not inserted the same USN. Okay, so remaining thing we are taking the almost same only. So here, so just to GI we are inserting, so whatever our college related information like that we have inserted values here for the understanding purpose of ours. Okay, so same thing we are displaying here. Okay, so if you want you can insert that value also, whatever there in syllabus copy, then you can run it. Okay, so here he is asking for this students first IMRs information he wanted. So the student and IMRs information is already there in IMRs table. Okay, so if you saw USN is there. Okay, so that is whatever USN he given. For that we can put the condition, and first test he is saying. So first test information we can fetch it. Okay, so which subject he is not mentioned, so we can extract for all the subjects. Okay, so while displaying, what we will do is subject code, then marks will display it. Okay, so that's for the differentiation. So which marks belongs to which subject, for that purpose just will display the subject code, then marks. Okay, so here what we have to do is write the create a view. Okay, so before that creating view, just will write the normally query. Okay, so here select. Okay, so we want sem. Okay, then test 1 marks. Okay, so from only one table we have. Okay, I marks table 1. Okay, so where condition is, so he given the USN. Okay, so USN just to using the modified version of USN to JI. Okay, so you can in smaller to insert. Okay, that only we have inserted. So okay, we'll use it. Okay, inside a single quote or inside a double quote, SQL is case sensitive. Inside, if whatever value you are giving, that is a case sensitive type, right? Otherwise, normally SQL is a case insensitive. Okay, so here if you saw here, I am marks table, whatever I am giving, whatever we have given here, that is in capital letter. Okay, so you can give it in small letter, no problem. I am asked one table. Okay, so this is a query. Okay, so this is a query. Just will run it. Some identifier. I think we don't have some identifier in this one. Okay, so what is the identifier as a subject code? So some subject code we have to display it. Okay, for subject wise, just we have to display. This is what subject code and marks we have it. Okay, the subject code test marks, subject code test marks we have it. So but what question is, you have to create the view for this one. Okay, so how we can create the view? This is whatever is there in that one. Okay, so before that just we have to write as a create or replace. Okay, so here create or replace your writings. If we are trying to create it, if it is already there. Okay, so always create command will give the error. So if we will, what will write is or replace. If it is already existing is there, so replace command will use. Okay, as a replacement of whatever definition is there. Okay, so create or replace view. So just view name will give. So here p underscore ia, just I will give as will mention, as this is the query. So this much will mention, rest will run it. So view is created. So now you can access the view. That is like select star form. So like table name, whatever you used to give it. So you have to give the view name. So that is v underscore I have given. So just I will call that one. So we are getting the same result. Same result, whatever we have, we are getting it. So just we have created a view. So every time, next time onwards, instead of writing this entire query, just you can access the this view only. Okay, so automatically we'll get the answer. Okay, so we'll go ahead with the next one. Okay, that is calculate the final IA, that is average of best two test marks. Okay, and update the corresponding table for all the students. Okay, so here it's nothing but here whatever we have calculated manually, I was discussing in the previous thing. Okay, so these marks instead of manually, so you have to calculate it now. Okay, it is calculated the final IA. Okay, and update the corresponding table for all the students. Okay, so for that purpose, what we will do is we'll create one stored procedure. Okay, so stored procedure will create it, and that stored procedure will run it, so that whatever is there, so this all marks automatically it will get updated. So whatever maybe previous one is there, there is a maybe invalid or valid marks. Okay, so depending on IA1, IA2, IA3, so condition whatever he given is average of best two. Okay, so out of 3, 2 best, that is 11 and 12. So average of these two will be kept here. Okay, so and always we'll prefer for the integer only. Okay, so we'll not go for the floating point marks, we'll prefer the integer. So whatever best will come, so that will write it. Okay, so you have to calculate it and you have to write it. So here like view, so here for a stored procedure also. So okay, so what we have is create, okay, or replace, okay. Then procedure we have to write it like whatever we have as a view this keyword or try to the procedure. Okay, then you can give one name. So that is here just I will mention as a p underscore some name you can give. Okay, this is just a syntax we are studying here. Okay, so some name you can give. Then as after that here you can perform actually SQL. Okay, so whatever SQL query you want to write, you can write it. Okay, and maybe sometimes in stored procedure you may require some variables also. Okay, so while writing this one, what we will write it here always some variable declaration will be there. Declaration will be there. Okay, so then begin keyword, okay, then end keyword. Okay, so inside this operation we'll write it. So whatever things you want to do with that, okay, so that you can perform it. So here you can perform the declaration of variables. Okay, so then start, that is nothing but your procedure will start, begin will write it keyword, then here we'll perform the operation, then this is the end. So always stored procedure will end with in command prompt this is the slash. Okay, so in the end you have to give the slash. Okay, so this is the what syntax we have it. So by using this syntax, okay, this is a basic type of syntax. We have to create the whatever question is there for this question. Okay, so here same thing we are doing it. Okay, so create or replace procedure, okay, as a keyword, then name we have given. So whatever we had name we said as any name you can give it. Then as, okay, so here as we have written. So after that declaration, here variable declaration you can perform it. So these are the variable declaration. What are these we studied? Okay, so these we can creating it. Then begin end in that whatever operation. So here begin and corresponding end. Okay, so here begin. Okay, so this end. So inside that operation we are doing it. Okay, so this operation we are doing it. So what all that operation, so we'll study it. Okay, so then this is the end of the stored procedure creation. Okay. So here what we are doing is while writing here, so whatever table we have, okay, so that is I1 IMRs table. In that to calculate the final IMRs, we required first this value also, this first IMRs value, second IMRs value, third IMRs value. Then you have to identify the best of these two. Then you have to calculate the average. Correct. So here three things I have to read it. Okay, so these three things I have to read for this entire table. Okay, so it's nothing but here I have to read for these all values. Okay, so whatever I'm selecting here, okay, these all values I have to read it. Okay, so this is like one temporary table only. Okay, this is a temporary table, not this exact table. From that, this is a temporary table result I will get it. So consider as the first one as a T1, second as a T2, third as a T3, three columns. Okay, so that is what we are doing it. So that temporary result I want. So the temporary result for that, what we are doing is we are just considering whatever result will come. So for that, while calculating each row individually, we have to take these values, calculate the average, then write it. The next time I can take second row, calculate the average, best of two average, then write it. So like that you have to perform the order. So here each row we have to perform it. For that purpose we'll take one pointer kind of thing. That is pointer is nothing but here we'll say as a cursor. Okay, so here what we are doing is cursor we are using it. So what is that cursor is here we have to create as a something as a declaration, one kind of variable only. Okay, so here what we are doing is just creating the cursor. That is cursor is a keyword, the name of the cursor. Okay, we're given as c underscore imrs. Okay, there is a cursor underscore imrs. Okay, is what is that cursor is. Okay, so then we are writing the actually the table where it is pointing it. Okay, so that is a temporary table. So here what we have, select T1, T2, T3 subject marks. Okay, and there is an attribute whatever we have given in creation of table. Okay, this is the attribute. Test 1, test 2, test 3. While creating the table, whatever were given in I marks on table. Okay, so those things were mentioned here. Test 1, test 2, test 3 from I marks table. Okay, so this is the whatever result will get it. For that purpose, we're creating a one cursor. And for this cursor is for, okay, for the update. Okay, so here whatever is there for the update purpose only. Okay, so after that what we are doing is again we are declaring some variables, that is t1 variable, t2 variable, t3 variable, then average, then mean. Okay, so that is a minimum. Okay, so like that, 5 variables we are creating it. So what are those we'll study it here. So because we required for the calculation purpose, so just we have declared it, like in C programming or any programming you will declare it, then you will use it. So like that here just we are declaring it. So this is a temporary result we required, so that we have declared. Then these are the different variables we required for the calculation purpose that we have declared. Okay, so in begin and end, in that operation we will perform it. So here begin. So after that what we are doing is just open cursor. So open cursor means now onwards you have to start the reading. Okay, so here open, this cursor name we have given, so here you have the result. So now onwards in that you have to start the reading like that. Okay, so that you are mentioning it just. Okay, so open cursor, then loop. So you have to perform for all the this values. Okay, so that's why we have as a loop here. Okay, that is for all the rows of this table. Okay, we have to perform it. So at a time we will perform operation on one row only. So until and unless you complete this entire table's values, we will perform in loop. Okay, so that's why we have here as a loop. Okay, so loop, and here end loop. So in that one by one we are fetching the row, we are calculating the average, and we are inserting the updated value also. Okay, so what we are doing is here fetch this cursor, into t1, t2, t3. So what will happen? So whenever here you created the cursor, so here we had, okay, so this entire table. So here this is a 3 columns. Okay, only this much we had it. Okay, so whatever it looks here, only this table, small table. Okay, 3 columns we had, that is t1, sorry, test1, test2, test3, like that we had. Okay, so that cursors, okay, whatever we have, so now we are saying is fetch cursor. So fetch cursor is nothing but initially it's pointing to the first row. So fetch always will perform the operation on one row. Okay, so one row we will fetch it. So those values give it to, okay, fetch cursor, this whatever given, into t1, t2, t3 variable. Okay, so here whatever we declared it, that is t1, t2, t3 variable. So t1, t2, t3, 3 columns we have. So this value, second value, third value, we are getting into 3 variables. Okay, so this operation we have to perform until and unless you reach last row also. Okay, so after last row we will not perform anything, so because this table is over. So like that we have to perform it. So here just we are checking it, we reach to the last row or not. So exit when this cursor is not found. Okay, that is nothing but, so when this cursor percentage not found is nothing but in the end you have reached the all the rows, like that meaning. Okay. So if you reach all the rows, automatically it will stop it. So exit when cursor percentage not found. Okay, so what here we are doing is, so minimum we are trying to identify. So minimum between t1, t2, t3. Why minimum we are identifying is, here our calculation is average of best two we have to do it. So instead of identifying best two, so worst one will identify, that is worst is nothing but minimum. Okay, then we'll calculate it here, reverse of that one. Okay, so here what we're calculating, just we're calculating t1, t2, t3, all three we are identifying. Okay, and whatever we identified minimum, that we are subtracting it. So t1 plus t2 plus 3. Okay, sum we are getting. So worst one, if you subtracted, what will happen? So automatically best two sum will come. Okay, that is here we are adding all t1, t2, t3. So minus minimum, if I did it, so best two sum will get it. So divided by 2, if I did best two test average, we got it. Okay, so this is the calculation. So here while identifying the minimum, we are using one thing as a list. Okay, so here this list is nothing but actually it's a built-in function. Okay, so in SQL, so always it will give, so whatever parameters will give, so those parameters minimum value it will return it. Okay, so what we are doing is here list built-in function. So t1, t2, t3 we are passing, so automatically it will identify the list of that one. So just we are subtracting here and we are getting the average. So this average you have to write it in this table last column. Okay, last column, one by one row you have to identify it. and you have to write it. So now what we are doing is update. So the table, okay, set, just update command we are using it. So update table name, okay, set final IA. So whatever we have to write it, okay, so it is final IA, this attribute last, okay. So final IA equal to, so average, whatever we have identified the average. Where you have to write is where current cursor is there, okay, that is current of cursor, okay, current of where current cursor is pointing. So if I read only first row, so only this one has to modify, okay. If I read second row, so this one has to modify, so like that, okay. Wherever cursor is pointing, in that only you have to write it. So we are giving where condition current of cursor, so wherever currently it's pointing, that we have to modify them. So this is what we are performing operation, okay. So here create, replace, create or replace procedure keyword, then name will give, so we'll declare the variables whatever we required. So begin and end, in that operation we are performing. This operation is nothing but we're fetching from the cursor three things, three columns are there, and there's t1, t2, t3, inside that we are fetching it, and list we are identifying, then average we are identifying, then just we are using the update command, okay. So update command, so that last column you are giving the value, okay. So this will give the whatever uh, question is there, okay. So there's nothing but calculate the final I. So this is the, what we did is here this procedure will do that is calculation for the final I, okay. So just we'll run it here. Entire thing I'm pasting. So here we are giving as a procedure created, okay. So if you saw whatever we had as a view also, so view is created, okay, it's created, still you are not executed. It's like uh, function definition you given, but you are not still executed the function, okay. So then you have to execute the function. So how we will call is here, like this is a calling procedure, okay. Again begin, then procedure name will give, so end, this is slash, okay. So this is what you are calling it, okay. So here again we'll run this one, that is a, you are calling the whatever procedure you have created. So like for a view you used to call as a select star form view name, okay. So here what we are doing is procedure name you are giving it, procedure name you are giving, and just we are calling it, okay. So this will call the procedure. So internally it's already calculated all the values, but we are not seeing anything. So if you want, just you can select, okay, star form, okay. So table name, that is IA Mars 1, okay. So this table if you given, so whatever we have final marks now, final marks, this is coming as 18, 17, 16. So these values will come with respect to whatever calculation we have did it, okay. So with respect to that it will come it, okay. So if you want, while inserting, you can give some different values here, okay. So maybe invalid values, and run this one and see it automatically, will come to know, so whatever we did it's correct or not, okay. So I am not comparing whatever it's there previously or here, so anywhere, okay. So USN1, USN2, okay. So 14 I think, manually also if you are calculated correctly, so you will not get that difference here, okay. So if manually, if you are intentionally try to insert different value, wrong value, okay, so then run this one and check it, automatically you will get the correct values. Okay, so I think all we have inserted proper values only, okay. So we would have done one or two mistakes, okay. You can try with inserting different, okay. So, like just what we'll do is just we'll insert one more word. 51 is there, 52 is there, so 53, 53, okay. For C section, same marks, here I will insert 0, okay. So then run it, okay. So one row is inserted. So what we have to do is just now we have to call the procedure. Procedure is already defined, so we are not, okay. So just, okay. So here we have inserted value, final value as a 0, okay. So now we'll call the procedure, okay. This is what we called. Now again we'll see the all values are there in table, okay. Now if you saw last one, okay, that is 003, 53, whatever we have inserted, okay. Where I have done that, okay. So 003, last one 53 we have inserted. Okay, for 4C 5, 16, 15 we have inserted, and 0 we have inserted. Now if we saw here, final IA is coming as a 16. Okay, so previously it was 0. Now since we have executed this one, that is this procedure call we have called. Okay, so automatically it's again calculated for all the entire table. Okay, so then it's displaying as it's 16 now. Okay, now we'll go ahead with next one. Okay, that is last query. So categorize student based on following criterion. Okay, so if final I is 17 to 20, so we have to say as outstanding. If final I is 12 to 16, then we have to say as average. If final I is 12, we have to say as a weak. Okay, so these things you have to display it. Okay, so that's just display. So depending on the marks, if it is within this range, you have to display it. Okay, so outstanding or average or weak. Okay, so here he's asking for the display purpose. This is just whatever we have, this entire thing it's in the display only. Okay, that is select. Okay, so what we're doing is USN then subject code. So then depending on this USN and subject code, whatever that student has. Okay, so USN and subject code. Okay, so whatever that student has, for that we are displaying as a outstanding or weak or average, like that information we are displaying it. Okay, so here that is there in this okay. Okay, so along with that he given some condition. Okay, so give the details only for 8 sem. Okay, A, B and C section. Okay, so he given one condition also, 8 sem A, B, C section. Okay, so I think we are not inserted any 8 sem here, so just I will instead of this 8 I will make it as a 5th sem. Okay, so we will display for 5th sem only. So 5th sem information will display it. Okay, so here again you required condition like select. Okay, then from. Okay, then where. Okay, so here we require table, that is IA marks we required. Okay, IA marks table we required. So then along with that we required, so here because he given us a section also and sem also, so that is there in semsec. Okay, so semsec we have, that is semester and section, so we required this table. Okay, so that table we required, so here I will create this one as a I. Okay, so maybe here I will create as this is SS. Okay, so here join between these two, how to do it, that is I dot SSID. Okay, is equal to SS dot SSID, then and. Okay, so whatever condition is there, so here condition is given as a SS dot sem as a, we are taking as a 5th. Okay, then and section he given. Okay, so that is SS dot section, so it may be a, he given as a section. So A section. Okay, or it may be a B section. Okay, or C section. Okay, so this is what, just B section, or it may be a C section. Okay, this entire thing we asked to do it. Okay. So for the display purpose, so he just have to display I dot USN. Okay, then I dot subject code. Okay, then whatever he's asking, so that is like it may be outstanding or average or weak, depending on the final IA. So here what we'll do is, so we'll write something as a case. Okay, so this is for the display purpose only, this is something as a case. Okay, so it's case start and it will end. Okay, so it will start and end. So what all things you want to do it, that you have to do as when. Okay, so when it will be a condition will be there. Okay, then what you want to perform it. Okay, so this thing will be there. So what we are doing it here, same thing. Okay, so case start, this end. Okay, what is this one we'll study. Okay, so here start and end, so inside that this is the condition when it started, so then what you want to do it. Okay, so here we are seeing as a when this IA marks. Okay, so this condition is IA marks between. Okay, so it is between 17 and 20. then you want to perform something, that is nothing but you have to display as a just as a outstanding. Okay. Here outstanding. Okay, so like that. So whenever, okay, so in between here I'll write it. So whenever second condition, okay, so I marks is between, I think big one is at 12 to 16. Okay, 12 to 16. Okay, so whenever it is 12 to 16, you have to display as a 12 to 16, you have to display as a average. Okay, average. Okay, otherwise by default, okay, else, okay, so you have to display as a week. Week will display. So here case started ended. So for this case just we are giving one name, so that is case as this is category. Just we are giving one name, the category. Just will run this one. Okay, so here after as whatever will come, this is one name only. Okay, so just we are giving one name to the this one, so that never will display the row, sorry, whenever will display the column name has to come. Okay. So instead of I, this is we have here we have given as I, so we have to refer this one as I. Mistake. Good name, how to check it. Necessary is a necessary, same thing, same necessary only. So here we are getting the, I think somewhere I have did the mistake. Okay, so here same thing, this IAUSN we are displaying, so that code. Okay, this is a case, so case we are written, so depending on the condition we are displaying it. So where both side just we are matching it, that is here SSID. Okay, so here SSID, this is for the joining between these two tables. Then sem is fifth sem, and section it may be A or B or C. Okay, so these things we are joining it. Okay, so just join operation will perform same whatever we did it here. Okay, those things then we are trying to display it. Okay, so this is what the your fourth program. Okay.